Hi everybody. Okay, I tried to make this video a couple minutes ago, but for some reason it wouldn't go to going or you're live. So, all right. Hi everybody. Okay, so Bold is good, but I don't know. I'm a little bit afraid it's gonna get predictable, but I hope not. Because the reason I say that is because it it already is kind of, but it needs to be for a second because okay, I'll back up. Yesterday Lisa Yamada gave the performance of a lifetime along with Don Diamont, in my opinion, because they play well off each other, and I've heard from other people that Don Diamont is a very giving actor. So especially with younger actors, but with everyone, he'll give you room to shine, and he'll shine sometimes, but so that's cool. And they really did that yesterday. And then the coup de grace moment from yesterday was when the blonde chick, and the only reason I call her that is because they didn't give her a name. If they gave her a name, I'd use it. Okay? But Luna told this woman, please hit me like you did last time. So she punched her out. And all we see is her fist coming up to her face and then black. Okay. So I'm like, oh man. And then we see the effects, quote unquote, today. And let me tell you, they got some great makeup at Bold and the Beautiful because boy did they give Lisa Yamada a shiner. They gave her a shiner and a half. Okay. Because even the blonde woman said, wow, it looks even worse than it did yesterday. Today, like looks worse today. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, okay. So, um, so then she calls in the doctor at the prison or whatever, and says, you know, and the doctor, God bless her, is all worried about her eye. Well, can you see through it? Do you have any blurry vision? Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have whatever? And she's like, don't worry about my eye. Don't worry. I'm just more worried about my baby because these women in here, they hate me. And I'm worried that something's going to happen with my baby with all the stress in here. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then she does this great thing, which only Sheila and I think only Sheila and another person can do this. They can be hurt, and I mean literally hurt, and you still see the look in their eye. Okay, now that is gold. This woman, Lisa Yamada, has makeup on her eye to make it look like she just got a shiner, and I can still tell that she's like quote unquote evil behind that. That is what I call talent there. So yeah. Okay. Uh, so then, sticking with Luna, because I'm gonna go all the way through, and then I'll get back to other people too. Okay. Um. Okay. So Luna somehow talked to Will. Will decided to go to the jail. Never. I don't know. But there's Kurmaro, you know, in the visiting part, and she's like, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. And I'm like, okay. But this boy does not want to be here in the least. Man, it's hurting all over his face. He does not want to be there with her. So, good acting, Kumaro. I can read everything you're thinking on your face. That's a talent. Never lose that. But wow. So she's talking to the baby, like she's still talking to the baby, and I'm like, okay. Um. So then, let's see. Yeah, that was it with that one. Okay. Now moving on to because I talked about this yesterday. Jacqueline McInnes Wood is back from maternity leave, so Steffi's back, right? So of course the next stop is Taylor's house. So Steffi and Taylor are talking about whatever, and then she gets into the Inquisition. I call it the Inquisition because it's like, are you doing okay? You sure you're doing okay? You sure you're not dating anybody? You're gonna be okay, right? I'm like, uh-huh. And Taylor says, I'm fine. I'm just gonna focus on you and the kids and whatever and my career. And I'm like, finally, they gave Taylor a career. Yes. Thank you. Um because now this has nothing to do with Rebecca Budig. Rebecca Budig is great. Okay. But when you tell me a character is like and has a certain profession and I never see the person doing the profession, I start to not believe you so much. Because I'm like, okay, he's a doctor, but I never see him do anything with anybody. What does he do? So she's talking about she's a therapist, but she never has any patients. Um, which is kind of funny because now her patient is Deacon, the husband of her like sworn enemy or whatever. Because you're supposed to believe that Sheila and Taylor have had a story past and some bad blood between them. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now we have Sheila, the wonderful Kimberlyn Brown. Give it up. Okay, now Kimberlyn Brown. Let's see. Well, she came into work today and she was talking to Deacon, and Deacon was having none of it. And she just wants Deacon to come home. And he says, I can't right now. I believe that you wouldn't hold anything back from me, but I have to go to therapy to get in a better place in my head, or something like that. And she says, okay, I welcome it. And then there's a scene with her having a flashback, like, and she's remembering the good times. But then I'm like, okay, this is kind of anti Sheila from last week because last week she had the thing where she happens to be outside the office and hear them being whatever, I guess too close or whatever. And nothing was happening. He was giving her a hug for being a good friend and whatever. There was nothing romantic to it. But Sheila always puts a romantic intention on it. And I said from last week, I said, oh, you better watch out because she got nothing to lose. And she also thinks that Deacon is hers and she might fight you for him. And I mean, really fight you. So watch out, Taylor. I remember I said that. Okay. So then you can tell she gets a little sad. She doesn't cry, but she starts drinking a drink. And I'm like, oh boy. I don't know what's going to come of it, but I don't know. When it comes to Sheila, it can't be good. But then somebody else kind of mentioned this too, that Luna is the new coming of Sheila. So for Luna to be as bad as she is, Sheila has to be calm. Sheila can't be Sheila of yesterday. You know what I mean? She has to be more calm. So I don't know. I know what I just said is contradictory, but I have to go with what they showed me. So, but I still think Sheila has a little something in her. So, I wouldn't count her out. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, Deke is now the designer for the Hope for the Future thing. Okay, so Remy and Deke are together. They're a couple, right? But Remy doesn't, or Deke doesn't know what happened with Remy before at Foster Creation and the whole thing with lecturer before, right? And he does question him about it, but he always says, well, some things happened before we met, but it's best that you just don't know about it. And it just wouldn't be a good thing. So I don't know. I say that can of worms is going to be open at some point, and it's not going to be good. But that's further on down the road. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. Just that I don't know if Luna. Well, to finish off my thoughts about Luna and Sheila, I swear I just thought about this last night. I was like, oh, they're gonna have the continuation of what happened to Luna in her life happen to her kid. Now, assuming the pregnancy, now you have to assume a couple things. Okay. Okay, assuming the pregnancy goes to fruition and she actually has a child, then the plan is to keep her away from the child, which is just going to perpetuate her history all over again because she had a mother who didn't really care for her, according to the storyline. And then she had all the drama about not knowing who her father was and all this stuff, right? Okay, so now they're going to do it in reverse. Now the baby's going to have a father, but no relationship with the mother. And if they harass the kid at some point, which is soap opera, rapid age, the kid, then she is gonna have problems the same way Luna's having now. That's what I thought about last night. I said, oh my God, they're gonna do a full circle moment with her and like a thing. And then they're doing the same thing with the Sheila, like I can just see it. I'm like, okay, I see that. But I mean, it's gonna be not good, but it's gonna be just nice if we see it. Now, the reason I say a bunch of ifs is because I don't know if they're actually gonna let the pregnancy happen fully to where she has a baby and the whole thing. There are a couple of question marks still in my head because, and I wasn't thinking about this last night, but okay, say she stays in jail for a while and say she is really pregnant in jail. And I mean really pregnant. Okay. What's to say that she's not going to get injured there and lose the baby somehow? That's all I'm saying. So, see, there's a lot of question marks. All right. I'm going to leave it there for today. All right. Bye, everybody.